Hello, passengers. This is your Chappy speaking, and today I'm going to try something a little different. I'm here at my desk, live and all, and I just kind of wanted to show off this program slash game I've been playing through called AI Dungeon. And if you don't know, it's like a classic old school text-based adventure game, but all the scenarios are generated by an AI. So I kind of wanted to get in here and play around with it for a little bit. So to start off, I'm going to go with one of the default settings, and I'm going to, you know what? Let's do fantasy. Select a character. I want to be a knight. Enter your character's name. Chappy. Generating story, please wait. Again, I played around with this some, and it's really cool if this ever decides to work. Okay, there we go. You are Chappy, a knight living in the kingdom of Lauren. You have a steel longsword and a wooden shield. You are on a quest to defeat the evil dragon of Laron. You heard he lives up in the north of the kingdom, and you set on a path to defeat him and walk into a dark forest. As you enter the forest, you see a large black dragon sitting upon his throne. He looks down at you with an evil grin. Hello there, the dragon says as he raises his clawed hands to there. Oh god, I wanna do this. Quotations for I can't spell, sorry. No, I'm not gonna do that. Plus, I don't know how to spell that. Well, anyway, so I'll just say hello. Also, sorry if you can hear my clickety-clackety keyboard. Nothing I can really do about that. The dragon's eyes widen when he sees your voice. His smiles widens even more. I am the dragon, he exclaims before turning around and flying off into the distance. You stand for a moment, speechless. I'm going to chase. I can't speak. I'm going to follow the dragon. Let's see what it has for me this time. You turn around and follow the dragon. It takes some time, but eventually you reach the north of the kingdom. A massive castle stands there. There is a giant hole in the side of it, which has been patched up by some soldiers who are standing by. Let's see. Have you seen the dragon? Question mark. Let's see what it says. You look over the soldiers and ask, have you seen the dragon? They all nod their head. Well then, I guess, we should go get him, you say. They all agree that they will head out to find the dragon and fight him if necessary. Let's see. Another thing you can do if you want the story to play out a little more without saying anything, you can always hit enter and it will generate more story for you. You quickly make your way through the castle, which seems very well defeated. Eventually you come across a room filled with soldiers. They seem to be guarding a door that leads outside. One of them opens up the door and steps out. Dragon? That's not what I want. That's not a question mark. Oh well, let's see what it does. He turns around and stares at you. Yes, I know what you mean. He says, What would you like us to do about it? You sigh and reply, we need to kill the dragon. Let's enter and let the story play out. The soldier nods and replies, this is certainly possible. We just need to keep our wits about us, though. You continue. But how? How could we possibly catch a dragon? Set up a dragon trap. Let's see what it does with this. You decide to try something different. You think back to the last time you fought a dragon. It was during your first year at school. You had just gotten a sword from its sheath, and you were heading towards the beast when it suddenly swooped down and grabbed you by the leg. Why are we in a flashback? I'm gonna let the story play out. Okay. It pulls you close and begins tearing your clothes. Okay, it's not that bad. Your heart is raced as you try to escape, but the dragon kept pulling you closer until finally it wrapped its talons around your throat and crushed it. You fall into the ground unconscious. Did I just die in a flashback? Did I die in a flashback? Question mark. Quotation. Let's see what happens next. You laugh at yourself and say, no, you didn't. You died in real life. The soldier looks confused for a moment, but then nods his head. He begins setting up a large metal plate on the floor of the room. You died. Game over. So, while recounting in events of the past, I just randomly died. Anyway, that was fun, that space, but this is what I wanted to actually try, is you can explore other people's stories, and I wanted to see what kind of ridiculous thing I could go through. So I'm going to do this week's top stories. I generally got scares. I think it broke. Me and the AI argue. Lego City. Detective Smartman. Flimbo the Rogue absolutely loses it. Nut Salesman gets mugged by Monster Girl. Cruelty of AI Dungeons. Algorithm. What just happened? Yoda overdoses on ketamine and dies. Bob Ross Simulator pursuing the FBI to delete a bad guy. I kind of want to try Bob Ross Simulator. So, can I not play these? I might need, let's explore again. I might need adventures. Let's try this week's adventure. Snow the Fox Girls, Tower Girls A Dungeon, Stardust Crusaders, Clone Trooper Training, Big Iron, Steamed Hams, Sodium Chloride, Do the Mario, Halo ODST, Extorium, The Pillar Men Go to Costco, Dragon, Queen's Lost Not Safe for Work, let's avoid that, Machine Apocalypse, Hitler and Bob Ross, Karen Speaks to the Manager, Phil Swift. I kind of want to do Phil Swift. Oh, Shrek. You know what? Let's do Shrek. How badly can this go? Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I am excited for this. You are Shrek. You can do whatever you want because Shrek is love, Shrek is life. I know what I am, and that's an effing ogre. And if you think that means anything to me, maybe it does. But if not, well, F you too. Let's see. I'm going to... If I'm Shrek, I'm going to eat eyeball stew. Let's see what it does with that. F you, you shout as you turn around and run away from the inn. The next day, you wake up in your room with no memory of how you got there. Wake up in my room. Let's see. I'm going to, make eyeball stew for breakfast. That's spelt wrong, but we can just fix that there. You take out all the ingredients you have and begin saving. You have been saving and begin cooking them. The smell of blood fills your nostrils as you start making stew. It takes a few hours, but eventually you finish it off. After eating it, you feel slightly better about yourself, though still tired. I'm going to look for my best friend, donkey. Yeah, that's how you spell donkey. Let's see what it does with that. You walk down the street and see a man wearing a red shirt who looks like he knows something about where you might find your best friend. He walks over to you and asks if you need help finding him. Get out of my swamp. Yeah, that will teach him for being in my my swamp that is somehow down the road. You say, get out of my swamp, and walk away. A few days later, you hear a noise coming from the woods behind your house. You go and see a giant monster chopping, with an axe, chopping down the trees. Well, you know what I'm gonna say. As I just copy this text here and get out of my swamp. You say, get out of my swamp, and run back inside. Another week passes. You hear a loud noise coming from the forest behind your house. You go outside and see a giant monster with an axe chopping down trees. Stop monster with my infinite Shrek powers. Oh, what do you mean Shrek's not a real word? Unless I didn't spell Shrek right. I didn't spell Shrek right. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. Stomp the monster with my infinite Shrek powers. Let's see what how the AI reacts to this. You stop the monster with your infinite Shrek powers by throwing a rock at it. You hit the monster right in its eyes, causing it to fall off his tree into the swamp below. Your family is happy now. Go see wife. Let's see if it actually gets Shrek's wife name right. I could have just put Fiona, but whatever. This could also get bad. You head back home and tell your wife that you're going to see her in the morning. She says she has to get ready for work, so you ask her when it will be done. Okay, so hug wife. Yeah, let's just hug wife. God, I'm trying to keep this from going not safe for work because I have the thing checked that allows not safe for work stuff. So this could get bad at any time. Anywhere. You hug your wife goodbye and leave her alone. You return to the inn and tell everyone you're leaving early today to go see your wife. Everyone is surprised by the news, and some even cry a bit. Why? I don't know. I feel like this isn't going anywhere right now, so I'm going to pick another story. World War III. Brother, may I have some oats? An interview with AI. Big Iron. Story edition. Skeleton War. Luigi's Mansion of Romance. Ooh, that sounds fun. But I'm afraid it could get bad. Let's just look and see how bad it can get. He tells you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just again, I'm just afraid of like bad things happening. We got another Shrek. Wait. Oh, I'm back at the top. I feel silly. Is it just gonna... Oh, it's just gonna start infinitely repeating, so... I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there is a top. So I'm going to go to the month's top adventures. Monster Girl Dungeon. Pro tip, Florida Man. That could be fun. In the Infinite IKEA. Dio's Bizarre Adventure. Fallout New Vegas, but is played by an AI. 100% full randomized story, no prompt. Don't look at the moon. That one sounds fun. Joe Rogan Podcast. Bogan's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, that one sounds fun. You are Bulk Bogan. You are one's former criminal who has served hard time in prison. In case you didn't know, that's a reference to, Vinesauce Joel. That's one of his characters. I don't want to do it. Run from the Woods from Shia LaBeouf. Stray Cat Girl. The Endless Room. That actually kind of sounds fun, but I'm trying to look for the weird, funny ones. Lego City. Stanley Parable, but played by an AI. B-movie script. It's so dumb. Skyrim NPC. You are set in the dark and Riften. You'll be, Raid Shadow Legends. They're gonna give you up. Snow the Fox Girl. Be the Dragon. Kill Baby Yoda. No. Texas Red. To Texas Dead. Undertale. Give me something. My Hero Academia. You are a citizen in America. The year's 2000. I have my own story that I created about My Hero. I don't want to play it. Again, I want something kind of funny. The trick is to stay alive in the dungeon. Okay, let's go back up, because there was, some cool-looking one. No, not that one. Florida Man. SCP Infinite IKEA. The Infinite IKEA is a furniture store with an infinite amount of space. The store stretches far to your understanding. You know, I kind of want to try this, because I've been reading House of Leaves, and that's, a similar premise of being this infinite thing. So I'm going to play this adventure. Let's see how this one goes, and then that's all I'll do. I've been kind of recording and not actually showing off too much of the game because I've been looking more at stories. So, the Infinite IKEA is a furniture store with an infinite amount of space. The store stretches too far for our understanding. There are humanoid entities that exist within the Infinite IKEA. They possess no facial features and wear yellow shirt and blue trousers. With the IKEA employee uniform, the Infinite IKEA has rudimentary day-night cycles determined by the overhead lighting within the space, activating this and deactivating at times consistent with the opening closing times of the original retail store. During the night, the creature will become violent towards all other life forms within the Infinite IKEA. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variants of "The store is now closed, please exit the building." Once day begins, the entities immediately become passive and begin moving throughout the Infinite IKEA, seemingly at random. They are unresponsive to questioning or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked. There are many citizens of other trapped people built with the furniture of the store. The entity tries to break into the settlements and attack. They are also hostile towards you. You can only communicate through gestures and the occasional noise. You have attempted to communicate with them on several occasions, but they do not respond. I'm going to look at the desks, because that's something you do at IKEA. Let's get some IKEA shopping done. This might take a while to generate since it's such a long prompt, but, you know, I thought this would be a bit more funny, but this is actually, like, a really cool concept. You walk over to one of the desks and look at it. It looks like a normal desk, except there's a small hole cut into its surface. You turn your head and stare at the wall behind you. Oh, this is creepy. I'm actually getting a bit of goosebumps. So there is a look into hole. Let's see what that does. I do like this. Again, I thought this would be funny, but I'm actually enjoying this. You turn around to see a large hole in the floor of the room. There is nothing else here. You don't need to worry about anything happening to you. You quickly look down into the hole and peer inside. This is actually kind of creepy. Like, oh. I'm gonna let the story continue. Like, the concept of this scares me, of just, like, being in an infinite space that's constantly shifting and changing. You see a small dark tunnel leading off to the side. You think you know where this is going. You enter the hole and find yourself in a dimly lit corridor. Ooh. Yell out for help. Let's see if there's anyone else in this tunnel. Hopefully I didn't awake the IKEA guards. You hear someone approaching from the left and the right sides of the corridor. You run forward and grab onto the railing as you shout for help. Help, help! You call out in desperation. I'm stuck in a cave. Someone save me. Another thing you can do, you can add, like, an action using, like, explanation points. So what are the, okay, IKEA employee, sorry for being a slow typer and all that, employees, approach, it's not how you spell approach, I'm sorry. I'll do appear. Can't spell that either. I'm a silly Sandra. Okay, and IKEA employees appear. Let's see what that does. This is probably where the thing's going to go great, because as much as this program is cool, I think it kind of struggles doing custom stuff at points, because it doesn't have the whole world built compared to, like, doing, like, the pre-made fantasy and all that. Two employees wearing white coats emerge from the entrance of the shop. One speaks to you in a language you do not understand, while the other continues to speak with the creature trapped in the furniture store. Ooh. What is your name? One of them asks one of them. My name is... let's go with Chappy. That's always a safe bet. Chappy. This is cool. This is really, really cool. Chappy, you reply. We're sorry to hear that. Okay, wow. Sorry for having your name, says the first employee. It sounds like you've got yourself in some kind of predicament. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just stuck in a cave. I'm going to start running. Run away. Let's see what happens when I try running away. You run back into the store and hide behind a shelf. You wait patiently for someone to come rescue you. Eventually, you hear footsteps coming up the stairs from downstairs. Come on, one of them shouts. We'll get you out of here. I'm going to follow their voice. Let's see if they're actually here to help me. There could be like a survivor thing going on, so let's see how this plays out. You follow the sound of their voice and eventually reach the top of the stairs. You see 2 more employees entering the store. Oh, so we found an entrance. One of them points to you and waves over to him. He walks over to you and puts his arm around your shoulder, which feels strange due to how small he is. I'm going to run for the entrance. I'm not taking my chance with this very small IKEA employee. And I'm going to leave the other survivors behind, or whatever they are in this story. The man leads you through the door into an office area. The door opens up to reveal a staircase leading upwards. There is no way out of here now, he says. So we'll be taking turns holding you down until help arrives. I'm going to fight for my life. Let's see how this plays out. Which, they get hostile if attacked, so this might be bad against me. You struggle against the man's grip and pulls away from him. You scream at him to let you go, but he doesn't listen. Don't move or I'll break both your arms, he screams. Now open up. I'm going to fight even harder. Let's see if this works. I'm probably going to get myself killed, so we'll see. You continue to resist the man's hold and scream for help. Finally, he releases you and closes the door. That was fun, he says, but I guess I should get back home before something happens to me. Yeah, see, this is where it struggles. Like, it's like this man trying to hold me down for, like, no reason. Now he's just off to do his own thing. Like, it does a lot of things like that. Like, you're trying to, like, in cases you're in the middle of a fight and suddenly you're like, you know what? I think I want to go home. So, I'm going to see how badly I can mess this up. So, I'm going to say go home. Let's get a little bit silly before I end things here. But this is a really cool prompt. Again, if like the author wrote an actual program that could like run this story, it'd be a lot cooler than having an A try to stick to the story you want. But this is real cool. You walk back to the front door where you find your mother waiting for you. She looks worried and angry. Where did he take you, she demanded. Why are you crying? Are you hurt too? See, now we're getting into the territory that I've just been this little kid. And with an overactive imagination. So I'm going to put that's not can we go home now, Mom? So can we go home now, Mom? So I like the concept that I'm a child with an overactive imagination just playing around in IKEA while she's off doing her shopping. I don't know what happened, but we need to go home right now. Where did he take you? He took us to IKEA, you shout. But we can't leave without our keys. Bum, bum, bum. Let's do something. Let's do something crazy. So, let's do Danny DeVito walks up to your mother and hands her probably needs a comma, so it hands her keys. Danny DeVito walks up to your mother and hands her keys. Also, like some of the text, it's not always sure who's supposed to be speaking. What are you doing with those? Your mother asks. They belong to me, you exclaim. Then why are you crying? She asks then. Because I'm scared. We have to go home now. Okay. Calm down. Oh, so I gotta bring in Danny DeVito. Dang it. So, we head home. Let's see if that does anything now. You know, I want stuff to go crazy. Your mother sighs and nods. Let's go home, she says. So let's continue the story by hitting enter. Very important. You walk upstairs with your mother and sister in tow. Your father is nowhere to be seen. As you enter the house, you notice that it isn't as nice as when you were a child anymore. There are fewer decorations on the wall, and the furniture has now been replaced by boxes and baggage. Now we're getting into family drama. Let's just try one more thing, and then I'm probably going to end it. Danny DeVito is your new stepfather. Let's try this. And then just see where this goes. If it's anything interesting, I'll come on. Danny DeVito is your new stepfather. He takes care of everything around the house and seems like a nice guy. When you reach your room, you see there is nothing less except for some old clothes and ties. This place used to look nicer than this. This is just getting into weird family drama. Danny, not Dante, Danny DeVito buys you a new Xbox. Okay, let's see if Papa DeVito will buy us an Xbox. It's loading. I hope I didn't stump it too hard. There we go. Hey, I got you got any games for your Xbox? I think that's supposed to. Yeah, I think I have all the ones that work. You grab one of them and off his shelf and put it in your bag. Then you sit down in your bed and start playing. I love you, Papa DeVito. See, now we're getting into like weird fanfic territory, which is, it can be fun. I love you, Papa DeVito. The next day, you wake up and realize you forgot to tell your parents about your new stepfather. They're not happy about it, though. You try to explain yourself, but they just want you to go back home immediately. So, like, not only do I have Danny DeVito as a stepfather, he just, like, adopted me, and I'm like, hey, yeah, so Danny DeVito just adopted me. He's my new stepfather, and, like, your perfectly married parents are just like, this is not okay. So, okay, so I'm just gonna end things here with happily ever after. Happily ever after. So, let's see. You walk out of your room and hear your mom yelling at Danny DeVito. Get the F away from here now. The end. The end. And I don't think it might not reply with anything, but with that, this whole game is a lot of fun. It's something you can check out for absolutely free. You can get it on your phone, iPhone or Android, and you can play it in your browser like I am. It's AI Dungeon. That's all you gotta search, and you can easily find it. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed your flight. This has been your Chappy. And finally, know that you are loved. Goodbye.